there?
Yep.
Right on.
Hey guys, welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo C2E2. All the shows we're doing this week are simulcasting both on the Chuckload of Comics YouTube channel and also on the Chumpcast, everywhere podcasts can be found. Joining us here in the booth to talk about the charity art auction and do a little preview of what you can get at the charity art auction is my good buddy Mike Negan, auctioneer Mike Negan this year.
I guess auctioneer. Yeah, I am doing the auctioneer. I'm doing the auctioneering. That doesn't sound right. But yes,
you're phenomenal auctioneer. I gotta say.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I actually, I was kind of nervous the first time I started doing it because I had zero experience, and I literally was like, I've seen it done on TV a million times in movies, and I was like, I can figure it out.
I like how you don't try to talk fast. You don't try to pretend to be an auctioneer, but you nail it. So every single time we come to, I've said this before on the show, every time we come to C2E2, we never miss the charity art auction. It's for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I understand you brought us a couple pieces we're going to kind of go through.
I did bring you some, I brought some stuff for a preview. Just real quick before we get into that, I want to talk about the auction a little bit. St. Jude Children's Hospital, Children's Research Hospital, the mission to help cure childhood cancer and other diseases of that nature. We have been doing this charity auction for over 9 years now, and just between C2E2 and New York Comic Con, because we do the auction in both shows, last New York Comic Con, we broke a record of over $500,000
oh my God.
cumulatively over the last 9 years. We're up to $540,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Good for you, man.
Thanks.
Pat you and all your friends on the back.
It is a complete team effort. I have a lot of amazing people that help me over the years. There's so many, too many to name. But the people I really have to thank are all the artists who contribute.
Yes.
I wish I could even say hundreds. It's literally been thousands of artists over the years that have contributed pieces, as well as all the fans that come out and support. And I have seen people pay more than a piece's worth because they just want to help the kids and they want to give the kids more money, and they just bid it up, and
absolutely, because not only is it for a good cause, it's a really fun thing.
Yeah,
it's a really fun booth kind of show floor attraction.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, because you get to see some pieces that you'd never get to see before, up close and personal, and it's kind of fun watching these things go for high money. See, especially when people get into bidding wars and stuff. It's kind of a blast.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
So let's go ahead and take a look at what some of the stuff.
This is some of the previews we got of some of the stuff that's going to be.
How many pieces do you have this year?
I think we're up to 122 at the moment, but it could be more because. One of the crazy and humbling experiences of this whole thing is as you're walking up the aisle, up and down the aisles collecting the pieces, is that people just start saying, "Oh, you're collecting for the auction? I'm sorry I didn't get to email you or call you, but I want..." And people are just throwing stuff.
That's so awesome.
Here, please take more.
We've personally bought several pieces at the art auction over the years. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of this year's pieces.
We got some really cool previews so far. So this is David Wachter. It's Wachter. It's Planet Hulk.
Planet
Hulk illustration. Got a little red color in there. It's really, really pretty. Beautiful piece. Nice size.
Yeah, let's hold this.
Oh, sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
We got this really great Beta Ray Bill by Javier Avila.
Like a gorgeous watercolor Beta Ray Bill.
It's got some nice watercolor on mixed media with a nice watercolor on it. I love Beta Ray Bill. Old school Walt Simonson fan.
Now, do you know what the bidding might start at for something like that? You're the auctioneer. You start the bids, right?
I do start the bids, and I totally randomly kind of make them up. We usually start things low. Because I feel that the audience is always so excited to bid that, we start it low and we just start getting everyone excited off the bat. And, bids,
that is kind of fun. If you start something at $20.
Yeah. And then
I'll raise my hand.
It's like 20, 30,
I'm not going to get
50,
it, but
60,
I'll
70,
raise my hand.
80, and everybody, it creates a lot of excitement. Whereas if
that's gorgeous.
This is $1,000, and then everyone just kind of sits back and and then you might get one person like, but we want to. It's about raising money for the kids.
Exactly.
Make no mistake. That's the most important thing. But we want everyone to have fun. It's a real big community thing for C2E2. Like, it's a staple of C2E2 in New York.
And it's Saturday night, right? The auction?
It's Saturday night, room S403, 7 p.m. And, we get a packed house now. Like, I remember when we first started this thing, the very first one, maybe we got like 40 people, 50 people. Now we get hundreds of people that come.
And it's in a big room.
And people stand up, and because there's not enough room for sit necessarily sometimes. And
it's a blast. If you've never been to the charity art auction C2E2, it's a must do thing on Saturday night.
It is a lot of fun. I also, I do a lot of wacky, goofy stuff.
He does.
I like to take selfies with the crowd, and sometimes I'll phone in a creator, be like, hey, it's Walt Simonson's on the phone. Let's say hi, Walt, and weird stuff like that.
Do you really? Do you actually get him on the phone?
I don't think I've ever called Walt. Walt showed up. I asked Walt to show up as a surprise in New York one year. I asked him to show up as a surprise, and he just walked in and he auctioned off his piece.
Did you auction him off, like win a date with Walt Simonson?
Win a date?
That'd be great.
I would bid on that.
win a chance to be on the Chuck Loader Comic Show.
Yes.
So what do you got next?
Some other great stuff.
Oh my God, I love that one.
Oh my God, I forgot who this was.
Little help?
I forgot who this was. Does anyone remember who this was?
Well, it's a gorgeous Sentinel.
It's a gorgeous Sentinel.
You got Miles Morales in the front there.
Oh, I think it's upside. Is it upside down? Yes, I think
it works in all directions.
It's beautiful painted cover.
That's gorgeous.
The post-it unfortunately is missing, so I don't know what it is. But this is a perfect example of the type of art we get. How generous people are to give published covers, because this is definitely a published piece. You can tell, fully painted. Like,
yeah, it's got the crop lines and everything on there.
Again, it's a real humbling experience, because these are people who obviously this is their living. They make a living doing art, and they could be making a lot of money off of some of these pieces that they donate, but they take their time and their love for the show and for the kids, and they just bring their A game, and it's always amazing. This next piece is
pretty.
Is a Dustin Nguyen Shazam cover. He'll always be Captain Marvel to me, but I know everyone calls him Shazam now.
Live in the now.
This is a variant cover for, I think it was for a Shazam issue, or maybe it was a Justice League issue, but I know it's a variant cover.
Dustin Nguyen at C2E2 this year.
He's at C2E2. He's out in Artist Alley. Come down to Artist Alley. When you come down to C2E2, walk up and down the aisles of Artist Alley. Like, the amount of talent that is here is just extraordinary. Like, I walk up and down and I see all this stuff, and I know who's here. Like, I know in advance.
You booked them,
and yet I still walk up, and it always amazes and shocks me, and the awe of just seeing all of these people and their amazing talent. Like, it's tremendous.
Dustin Nguyen, good, really nice guy, by the way.
Dustin Nguyen, amazing.
We met him in New York, and he was just the greatest guy.
He is amazing. Another one of my favorite guys. We don't get to get him to the shows very often. I was really excited. Mike Perkins is here this year. Mike Perkins is working on the new Lois Lane book for DC. He drew a beautiful Swamp Thing, custom for the show. So a lot of people, they give us published stuff, which is of course amazing. But some people want to they just want to do something original, and it gives them a chance to kind of stretch their muscles. Like, I don't draw Swamp Thing. That's not a character I draw, but I love Swamp Thing, and I'm going to draw it for your auction. And I love when we see people step out of their zones and do stuff unique, especially for us. So,
do you sell all the pieces year to year, or do you?
We always sell all the pieces.
Really?
I've never went home with a piece that didn't sell. I went home with a number of pieces to my wife's dismay.
There you go.
Because I spend money that
if you're not going to buy it, I will.
I shouldn't have. A next piece by Ashley A. Wood.
All right.
I don't know who this character is, but look how beautiful this piece is. Again,
it's gorgeous.
Mixed media. It looks like it's got a little bit of watercolor in it. It's gorgeous. And I like to say also, like Ashley and Mike and Dustin and just almost any of them, this is not the first time they've donated.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the second time they've donated. This is like every year, every show, I'm like, hey, we're doing this again. And they could easily say to me, I've already given.
Right.
But every time I ask, it's like, what can I do? What can I do for you? It's incredible. It's humbling. I love each and every one of these people because they really just want to help. That's all they want to do.
Was the auction your brainchild?
The auction was my brainchild. One of the things when we started in New York Comic Con, it was my very first New York Comic Con, and I realized how much of a platform we had, with all these amazing creators that came to the show and the audience that we had, for New York Comic Con, and I was like, I want to give back. I want to do something, and I can't draw. So I decided, well, I can coordinate. So I'm going to get these people together and see if we can get an auction together. And it happened. Like I asked, and I fully expected to be turned down, and I don't think anybody turned me down.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then we decided to roll it into C2E2. Like I was like, it was successful in New York. Let's do it in C2E2. And then C2E2 that particular year, was bigger than the New York before. Like, they really resonated hard here the first year here, because this is the 9th C2E2 auction. and it was just magical. Like, people really, really were so excited to bring it out. I think what had happened is they heard about it in New York,
they say,
and then they're like, "You're bringing it to Chicago," and
it's the whole second city thing with Chicago. They don't want to be second to New York in anything. It's big in New York. We're going to make it even bigger in Chicago.
We're going to do it bigger and better. That's exactly what happened. I got another great piece. This is a Nightwing piece from Newligan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Newligan. He's doing some great stuff for DC and their DC collectibles. Is it collectibles, or do they go back to DC Direct?
I don't know, but you brought one of his to the show last year.
Oh, yeah, I love...
It was a Nightwing,
I'm a big fan of his stuff.
Last year you brought a Nightwing.
This is a Red Hood. Yeah. This is a Red Hood. I love his stuff. He's got that really cool DC Artist Alley line of all the vinyl stuff. A big fan. Again, every time I ask, it's... What do you want? Like,
that's awesome.
It's always humbling. And I got this really, really amazing
sketch cover.
Tony Daniel sketch cover. Tony Daniel, Batman artist. Like, he's done Justice League. He's done everything.
That's Detective Comics 1000.
This is a Detective Comics sketch cover. Yep, Detective Comics 1000.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Well, Mike, these are amazing. These are phenomenal, guys, and I can't stress enough the importance of, if you're going to be on C2E2 on Saturday, it's a really fun thing to do if you've never done it. It's a blast. I mean, so many people out there have never even been to an auction, period. It's like you see them on TV and you see them on movies. It's a lot of fun. And to just raise your hand and bid on some stuff. We've gotten stuff for really low money. Me and my wife, Shauna, we go every single year. We always walk away with something.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun time. I love helping the kids. It's the main priority, obviously, but the community that has been built out of this is so tremendous to me. Like, I see people that will specifically come to the show because they have to be at the auction. It's like, well, I was busy, I had work, I had this and that, but I made a point that I was there for the auction because I'm there every year and I'm not going to miss it. And and then people watching, like, friends and relationships have built out of this auction. Like, people who have sat next to each other and gotten to bidding wars. I see them together every year bidding against each other. Now they're friends, and it all kind of started with the auction.
So they started as enemies and now they're friends.
And it just, the art community as a whole is big.
Oh, sure.
So this is kind of just ties into that, and I just love it. I love that we've built this whole vibe, this whole community. This it's an amazing thing. And again, it is a team effort. There's more people than I could possibly name. One of the things that really excites me now is St. Jude. They've always been a big part of it, but now they actually have helped us with resources, and they come down and they actually have a booth here at C2E2 this year. So definitely come on down. When you come out down to the show, visit them in the booth. They got some really cool stuff. There's some really cool VR headsets, so you can experience some stuff.
That's interesting. That
goes on at the actual hospital when a child gets. Finally gets released, and they do a little celebration and everything. You could actually feel it and be there in this little VR headset.
Try not to cry.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I challenge you.
Exactly, I challenge you to not cry.
Well, Mike, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know how busy. A lot of you people don't realize Mike's one of the brain children, not only about the art auction, but he puts on the whole show. I mean, you're a big part of putting on C2E2. Period.
I take care of the Artist Alley and the comic stuff, but it's all a team. It's all a family. We do it all because we love it, and we love C2E2, and we love Chicago, and we love our fans.
Well, big shout out to Chris and to Gabe and to Thor, and of course our friend Mike. Can't appreciate you enough, man.
I appreciate it, but I appreciate you taking the time and let me tell my story and tell everybody about the exciting things we have going on with the
guys. Come to the art auction Saturday night. What room was it again?
S403, 7 p.m. Come on down. There's a lot of cool stuff, and we'll have a great time. I promise.
Don't miss it. And guys, we're just getting warmed up here at C2E2. We're here all weekend long. We've got tons of more shows and guests coming, so stick it right. Stay right here on Chuckload of Comics all weekend long for more convention coverage here at C2E2, and we will see you guys around the con floor. Have a good day.